Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something fascinating, crypto marketing. We're actually going to step into the shoes of a marketer and figure out how a project goes from, a super dense technical document to a video that's designed to go viral and generate a ton of hype. We've got a real-world style brief and a white paper for a project we'll call Gold, and we are going to mine it for marketing genius.
Seriously, think about it. This is the question that probably keeps crypto marketers up at night. The space is so saturated with new tokens and world-changing tech that you get this tiny window to grab someone's attention. If you blink, you're just gone. Another forgotten project in the digital graveyard.
So, here's our mission today. We've been handed the white paper for this new token, Gold, and our job is to take all that technical jargon and distill it into a compelling 4-minute video, one that can really cut through all the noise online and create some serious buzz.
And let me tell you, the stakes are unbelievably high. This isn't just about making a neat video. It's literally about survival. You've got a sea of 1,000 new tokens launching, what feels like every single day. If your story doesn't land with a punch in those first few seconds, you're sunk before you even set sail. It's that brutal.
Okay, but here's the catch. Here's the first big challenge the client gives us. We're allowed to sell the dream. We can talk about the mission, the big vision, the community, but all the hard numbers that usually get people excited, the tokenomics, the financial data, those juicy price projections, totally forbidden. They're off limits, locked away in some private documents.
And that, right there, leads us to the central puzzle. We all know that FOMO, that fear of missing out, is the engine that powers so much of the crypto world. But it's almost always driven by those skyrocketing charts and insane price predictions. So, what do you do when your best tools are taken away? How on earth do you build that same electrifying sense of urgency?
All right, with that challenge front and center, let's turn to our source material. We're about to crack open this white paper, but we're putting on a completely different hat. We're not reading it like an engineer or an analyst. We're reading it like storytellers, basically on a treasure hunt for emotional hooks that we can weave into our video.
And bam! Right away, we strike gold. This first line from the white paper is just perfect. Why? Because it doesn't just describe a product. It describes a problem. It gives us a villain that every single person in crypto knows, and let's be honest, fears: volatility.
So this becomes the anchor for our entire story. See, before you can ever sell someone a solution, you have to connect with their pain. By kicking off our video acknowledging the absolute chaos and fear of the market, we're basically looking the viewer in the eye and saying, hey, we get it. We know what your biggest headache is.
Okay, so we keep digging through the document, and then we find this little gem. This phrase right here is pure marketing fuel. It taps right into that deep-seated desire we all have to get in on the ground floor of something special, to get access to something exclusive that, the big guys have been keeping all to themselves.
And just like that, the whole story pivots. See what happened? We hooked the audience with a problem they know intimately, and now we're presenting them with a promise. And notice how this completely transforms the product. It's not just some stable token anymore. It's a golden ticket. It's the key to a door they thought was locked to them forever.
Then we find this, and honestly, this is just brilliant. Just look at the names they came up with. Gold mine, gold diggers, golders. This isn't some boring technical diagram. They are literally building an entire world, a whole adventure. And this is the most important part. They give the investor an identity. You're not just a user or a token holder. No, you're a golder. Instantly, you're part of the quest.
Okay, so let's take stock for a second. We've mined our raw materials from the white paper, right? We have a clear villain, market chaos. We have a powerful promise, exclusive access. And we have a strong sense of community. Now, it's time to put it all together.
So, our video is going to follow a really clear 5-act structure. It's a journey. We start with the problem that everybody gets, the chaos. Then we introduce our hero, Gold, as the solution. Then we pivot to the opportunity, that exclusive access we talked about. After that, we build that feeling of belonging by inviting them to become Golders. And finally, we hit them with that urgency, a clear call to action. We're literally taking them on an emotional ride from anxiety to empowerment.
This right here, this is where the real magic happens. This is the translation. We take that dry technical language from the white paper, like a stable token valued at $1, and we turn it into an emotional promise. Your safe harbor in the crypto storm. Access to high-potential projects becomes an empowering statement. Invest in opportunities the pros see. and a trustworthy ecosystem becomes an identity, an invitation. Join the movement. Become a golder.
And look, none of this is by accident. Every single word choice, every narrative beat, every emotional hook we've just built, it's all designed to guide the viewer down a very specific path, leading to one final crucial step.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't some academic project. The point of this video isn't to get a good grade on a book report of the white paper. The goal is to ignite a spark of curiosity and desire that's so strong it turns someone just passively scrolling on their phone into an active, interested person who actually clicks Learn More.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. We've just taken apart the marketer's playbook for how to build a powerful crypto story. But for you as a viewer and a potential investor, all this knowledge, it's like a shield. When every single project is out there promising to change the world, understanding how these stories are built is your first line of defense. It's how you learn to see past the hype and find what's real. So the real question is, which story will you choose to believe?